Blog Talk Radio.
Good morning. Welcome to Howcee Production Gospel Blog Talk Radio.
I was born by the river in a little tent. Like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it is. Then I go to my brother. And I say, brother, help me please. But he wind up knocking back down on me. Oh, 7 times that I thought I couldn't last for long. Now I think I'm able, Father, to carry on. And it's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes it is, yes it is, yes it is. Said I know that a change is gonna come one day. I know a change gonna come. Yes it is. I know. Said life can be hard. Oh yeah. And times can get rough. But still I know. Still I know a change gonna come. Oh, 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 It will. Yes, it will. Yes, it
Good morning, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are, God is right there with you. You're listening to Howcee Production Gospel Blog Talk Radio, and today is a very special day for me. I have a guest on the phone from Georgia. They call him the Quartet Man. Devyn Antwan. And several months ago, I came by his podcast, The Gospel Block. And he has on Sprecher one of the most outstanding podcasts I have seen so far as quartets and gospel music. Old, new. If it's a quartet, Devyn Antwan has got something, a picture, a sound, or something on him. I was able to provide for him a link to a gentleman that I work with in sound production, Tony Sharper, Sharper Records. We did 2 or 3 programs production together with Tony Sharper singing years ago. But anyway, Devyn, I'm happy to do this interview. We talked about it several months ago, and God has his time in this season. Welcome, Devyn, to Howcee Production Gospel Blog Talk Radio. I'm happy to introduce you. You talk for yourself and tell us about yourself and how you got started and where you began as the Quartet Man. You are a powerful historian. Go ahead, son.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here today.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got started. Well, I'm a young man, but I got started in Rocky Mountain, North Carolina. I grew up in a home-based church where there was a lot of singing going on, which is everybody is familiar with, called the Rev Holy Church, where the pastor is Bishop F.C. Barnes.
Oh! Go ahead.
Yeah, I grew up there. And every year, Luther Barnes would have the North Carolina Fall Gospel Classic, and they would get singers from all over the world. And the first group that I saw, I believe, was the Nightingales a long time ago. And I loved what I heard, so I started doing quartet, and I got into it. And that's how that came about.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing. I had a chance to see different artists, the Nightingales, Shirley Caesar, Slim, Tommy Ellis, and so many others. And I decided doing a quartet, learning the history and promoting different groups. I worked with different groups. And I actually used to travel with Bishop F.C. Barnes. And I traveled with Luther Barnes and the Rev Luther Choir because my mom was in the choir, so I just went along with them.
Mm-hmm.
But professionally, a few years ago, I started working with the Mighty Clouds of Joy, and I went on the road with the gospel keynotes. And then from the keynotes, I went to the Swanee Quintet, and then from the Swanees, I went to the Everetties. And I'm just still doing what I do, and the Lord is still blessing. There's a lot of great things coming up, and I'm just looking forward to it.
Oh, man, that's awesome. How old were you when you started? What were you? I mean, you say you're young now. Yeah, you're young. And still saying you're single. All right. But how old were you a kid when you started?
Oh, man, I would say when I really got into it, I would say about 7 years old.
About 12?
No, 7 years old.
7? Oh, man, 7. That's a complete number. That's God's complete number. Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I wanted to say some things that it's on my heart and it's part of me. 7 is my number. I don't know, like they got a lot of stuff on the internet and different stuff, but if folks would pay close attention to what I do, they'll find 7 is the key to me. It's in my codes, it's in my, all this, you know how you had to put stuff on the internet and whatever everything. It's just, and in my front yard, it's not a God now. It's not no God. I know what an idol is. In my front yard, where I built my house over a long period of time, it took me 10 or 12 years to build it because I was working at the same time. In my front yard, there is 7 wood blocks that I'm going to change to 7 stones in the coming weeks. And them 7 wood blocks has been in my yard, Devyn, for over the house is paid for over 30, 40 years, man. It's just something about the number 7 and the relationship with 7 and how I relate to God and what I go through and what I still battle with. But anyway, let's talk about you. My mind is running. All those posters, was you all there at the church with Reverend Barnes? Were y'all producing them posters there, or was somebody else producing them posters?
Well, actually, they were doing like services at the church with those posters, and so yeah, we was promoting them at that time, and some of them I found recently doing my research, so I just decided to share them with the world.
Hey, that's awesome. That's awesome. Do you do interviews much? Well, let me ask you. Well, I have my production center is all PV stuff. I use Glitz storage things and Pioneer and who else I got in here? Pioneer, and I got old style stuff in here. I got a Stanton digital player, mostly Pioneer and PV and Glitz, and my keyboard is a old style keyboard. But anyway, mine is not the modern. You know, like you see the modern, updated production centers for different guys. Mine is the old style stuff. How about yours? How you do yours? You got a modern one, or you got an old style type production center too?
Well, I actually have both, but most of my things are done digitally, like on the internet and phone and computer and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love it. I met Darrell J. Jones. Now he sleeps at least 24 hours a day.
You're right. He's always on it.
I was always on the internet a lot myself, but Darrell was. I don't care when I went on there. Darrell was already on there. Oh, tell me about your relationship with so many artists now, and how you. I know you love it. You just do it, and it's just. And that's the thing about it. I know I'm supposed to be interviewing you, but I'm doing a whole lot of talking. The thing about stuff that come out your heart, folk can't touch it, Antwan. They can't touch it. Go ahead.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Well, everywhere I go, like when I go to different programs, I get a lot of respect and a lot of love just from what they see me do. And it feels really good, even from the legends. I recently ran into Harvey Watkins, and he was just so excited to see me, and we talked and laughed and did everything. And so many legends, Spencer Taylor and JoJo Powers and the Nightingales and Reverend Span, Brooklyn All-Stars. They show me so much love everywhere I go. Mm-hmm. It's just awesome.
Yeah. I look at all the connection you have. There's a natural ability about you, I gather, from just like me and you talking now. Even though me and you talked about doing this several months ago, we ain't said over 10 or 12 words, but just like we talking here now, there's a flow. You see what I'm saying? There's a flow in the conversation. There's a legitimacy in the conversation. Just like when I called you, sent you an inbox message about airing your program. See, that's another thing. I listen to a lot of folks' stuff. I won't air their stuff, their production or what they do. I have to have permission. I just can't do it. You know what I'm saying? You know, like right. I can go on the internet, or you can go on the internet and hear something, and you can just produce it up.